Alternator Man here. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about how alternators work. I'm just going to very briefly go over that. Really what I want to talk to you about is voltage regulators and how that all works. And really, alternators, all they are is they're two fields interacting with each other. We have the inner field, which is called the rotor, and then we have an outer field, which is called the stator. And when the rotor field spins inside the stator field, that interaction between each other induces power into the outer stator, and then it converts it there with a bridge rectifier to DC current. But one of the main things I want to talk about is how do they control this inner field. This inner field in the rotor is an electromagnetic field. And what I've done is I've taken the coil, there's a coil inside this rotor, and I've taken that coil out, and that coil is right here, and this is the rotor coil. And basically what you have with a rotor coil is you have a coil wire with a connection at each end, and then you have your slip ring, which is right here, and that connects that slip ring. One side of it connects to this, and they call those slip rings because your brushes slip over them, and one end of the slip ring connects to this wire, to this. The other end of the slip ring goes to here. So basically you have your brushes, and when your brushes ride on that slip ring, one brush is connecting here, one brush is connecting to the other slip ring, and then that is how they turn the rotor on and off. And that is how they maintain control of alternators, is by increasing or decreasing the voltage to this electromagnetic coil through the brushes, through the voltage regulator. And I get a lot of questions from people wanting voltage regulators that can stand up to high amperage. Well, the amperage is created in the stator. The only amperage that the voltage regulator has to deal with is the amperage of the rotor. And most of the automotive rotors are about 4.5, 5.5, 5 amps, that area draw. So that's all the voltage regulator has to deal with. And now the big key issue is there are a lot of different types of voltage regulators, and there are three real main types. There's a circuit voltage regulator, a B circuit voltage regulator, and then an I circuit. Old General Motors alternators like the SI series were A circuit. In other words, you have your brush holder. An A circuit would be where they'd send 100% power, full power to one brush, and then they'd vary or control the power with the other brush. That's an A circuit. A B circuit would be, and this actually is set up as a B circuit, where a bolt goes through here, and this one brush is completely grounded when it's bolted into the frame, and then the voltage regulator, and actually here is the voltage regulator for this brush set. It's the voltage regulator for the CS144 series. This voltage regulator plugs right into that brush, and then this voltage regulator would then control the power to this. This is called the B circuit voltage regulator. Different Fords are available in both B circuit and A circuit, like the 3G, and some of the later model alternators are an A circuit, where some of the earlier Fords were a B circuit. Then we get off to the I circuit, and a lot of Chrysler family vehicles are an I circuit. And here's an old squareback. This is an old squareback alternator, and all the way up to the Nippon Denzos that they use now are I circuit, where both brushes are completely insulated, and the voltage regulation controls both the ground and the positive, but it still works the same way, where you have one brush on each slip ring, and when they send power into those slip rings, they can control the output of the alternator. And that's how they do control the output. If, let's say, you're only sending 6 volts or 3 volts into this rotor, the alternator is going to put out a little. If they send a full 12 volts into this rotor and really power up that magnet, that alternator is going to put out a lot. And so those questions on how voltage regulators and how alternators work, that has been a big issue with a lot of people. So it's always good to get a heavy duty voltage regulator.